Hello everyone, this is Cups bringing another Monster Hunter Rise video, and today we're going to be talking about the Charge Blade. I just wanted to give you my initial impressions and some feelings that I had about Charge Blade. We're going to talk about three things, keep the video nice and short. We're going to talk about changes, the silk bind attacks or the wire bug moves, and then just kind of overall impressions of the weapon. And first of all, for the changes, the weapon, Charge Blade didn't really change all that much. There's a couple, the overall game flow feels roughly the same. It's perhaps a little bit slower, maybe a little bit clunkier. Doesn't feel quite as smooth, in my opinion, as Monster Hunter World. Let's see, the Charge Condensed Slash, the one where you charge your sword for elemental or impact damage, is quite a bit slower. Guard points still feel clunky. And, you know, still feels substantial. You have a decent bit of knockback. Some moves have more knockback than others, so you get, you know, knockback a little bit further than others. Sometimes you can't get AEDs or SAEDs up. Savage Axe has been removed. That's now no longer in the game. That's no longer in this game. They left that back in Iceborne. But there's still the normal kind of axe attacks that we've come to know and love from Charge Blade. And the Sword and Shield mode of Charge Blade feels pretty much exactly the same. A big thing that I noticed was on the SAED, the Super Amped Elemental Discharge, the files are a lot smaller. They have a lot smaller of a hit zone, or like, I guess, kind of just an area of effect. You have to be very, very accurate with your SAEDs now. They don't have quite the big of blast radius and tend to miss the monster a lot more than I thought they would. The damage is still good. It seems to be about twice as much motion value as an AED. I was getting 13 damage per file on AEDs and 28 damage per file on Super Amped Elemental Discharge, so just a bit above, just a bit above double damage on that. But it looks like a nice balance of SAED and AED combat. Whenever the monster was open, I was throwing AEDs, and whenever the monster was open, I was throwing a lot more SAEDs, and whenever the monster wasn't quite as open, I was throwing AEDs. I was using the full move kit and felt very comfortable with it. Overall feels good. If you liked it back in World, you're probably going to like it a decent amount in this one, in my opinion. When it comes to the Silk Bind attacks, we're going to be talking about two things. We're going to be talking about the Morphing Advanced Slash and then the Counter Peak Performance. Silk Bind attacks are the new things that use the wire bug move, the wire bug, the new bug that's added. They have kind of inherent cooldown. It's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was probably going to be on like a 30-second cooldown. It feels more like a maybe 5 to 10-second cooldown. It seemed like I could get my moves off as pretty much as often as I possibly wanted. If I was in several situations where I needed to get the counter peak performance or kind of a reinforced guard point, I felt like I could do that twice and then get a guard point, just a normal R2 triangle, R2, I guess X in this situation, guard point, and then I'd be right back up there. So it's pretty much as often as you want to do it. As for the Morphing Advanced Slash, you throw your wire bug out and then kind of close the gap and pull your axe out. This is really nice for down monsters that get knocked away by an SAD or an AED. And it's a little bit clunky. Sometimes you overshoot your target, and sometimes you're not really closing the gap as much as you want because you'll be missing with your axe, and then you're kind of just in the same situation you would have been if you had just run over there. But overall, I really like it for whenever you get that spacing down and you knock the monster down, close the gap, and keep the pressure up. Really, really nice stuff. And it can get you out of trouble sometimes too. You can just kind of turn your back and throw it out so that you do a big gap closer, or a big gap opener between you and the monster. You kind of just create some distance if you need to drink a potion or something like that. Pretty good. I like it. I don't really use it all that much though. I save it for the second one here, which is the Counter Peak Performance. This is like a reinforced guard point. It seems to have better knockback. It's kind of like a higher level of guard than just a normal guard point. It looks really reinforced, and you don't really seem to go anywhere. And it's amazing because if the monster does hit you with it, it loads all your files immediately. So it fills your files and it loads it. And then you can also cancel into a charge condensed slash wherever you charge your sword, or you can throw an AED, or you can load the files into your shield immediately. You can do anything basically out of it, and this is amazing. It is so good. You will constantly have files full. And since you're going to be doing a bit more AEDing, I think, since SAD is a little bit wonky to use, I feel like you're just constantly going to have files open. And this kind of opens the world a lot for Charge Blade because you're not really going to have to worry about focus if that's in the game. You're not really going to have to worry about reinforced guard all the time, like having guard, guard 1, guard 3, guard 5, guard XL, whatever you want to call it. It seems like this is just going to, it fixes a lot of problems that Charge Blade has with maintenance, and also it's not as skill intensive as a normal guard point is because it stays out for like 2 or 3 seconds, something like that. So, you know, for newer players that aren't as versed in guard pointing and, you know, charge blade play, this will give you more of a window to guard point. As for overall impressions, I was actually really impressed with the weapon. I was a little worried about it from what I saw in the highlight videos and stuff like that that Monster Hunter channel put out, but I really did enjoy it. I think it feels very strong as well, and just you have so many files, so you're able to keep the pressure on the monster and do a ton of damage whenever you have your opportunity. It feels basically the same as Monster Hunter World, just a little bit of more mobility, and SAEing isn't quite as strong as it was in World. But I think in the right situations, you're going to use SAEDs. In the right situations, you're going to use AEDs. You're using the full move kit. Lastly, what the counter peak performance offers is, and I think this is another big one too, is that you can pretty much do it at any time in neutral as long as your weapon's out. So what's really good is that, like, after an AED or if you miss an axe attack or something like that, you can go from axe attack straight into counter peak performance, and that's a big problem usually because you have your axe out and there's no way to defend yourself. But if you have your axe out, you can do counter peak performance, and it's amazing. Lastly, for some more impressions, it just kind of feels more of the same. I'm very impressed with it. I'm very happy with it. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it whenever the game comes out. Okay, well, that's going to be it for the video. I just wanted to keep it nice, short, and sweet for you guys with my initial impressions. Keep an eye out for Monster Hunter Rise whenever it comes out on March 26th. Special thanks to Capcom for giving me advanced look at the game and kind of giving you guys how I feel about it. Continue to watch the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe if you like what you saw. Like it, comment. But I'll catch you next time with some more Monster Hunter Rise stuff. Thanks so much, and have a great new year.